I have just analysed a performance in football. A few of the players' skill strengths is that his heading is rather efficient. He's able to direct his headers into the bottom corner and easily score. His side foot shooting is also rather good. He's able to place the ball into the corner and efficiently score goals. His first touch is also very efficient. He's able to bring it down, get it away from his body and take on players. A few of the weaknesses of his skills is his power shooting. He follows through the ball, but sometimes he gets too much power on it and isn't able to score. His volleys are also slightly weak. He's not able to control it and be able to place it into the corner like he does with his side foot shooting. Also, sometimes his passing, the ball gets caught under his foot. Even though he's very efficient, he isn't sometimes able to get it out of his feet and pass it to the teammate. His main weakness is his shooting. I would look to improve this by initially doing a pre-test of 10 shots, seeing how many goals he scores from these shots. During a 6-week macrocycle period, by improving his muscular strength in his legs and improving the power in his legs so he can get more power and able to control that power. Also by generally working on the shooting during his training sessions. When he's doing the improving his strength in his legs, using progressive overload, 5 sets of around 5 reps on a high weight, and then improving his strength. Also doing interval training when shooting, doing a few shots and having a break and then shooting again. Hopefully at the end, using him, the post-test, doing the same test again, having 10 shots in training, and hopefully he'll score more, he'll improve, and score more goals in the game. This links to performance goals. Hopefully he'll improve his shooting, and therefore he'll setting outcome goals. Hopefully he'll be able to score more goals and more shots during the game. This also links to linear motion, angular motion when shooting, whether you can get angular motion, curl it like with your side foot shooting, or linear motion and keep the ball straight. When he's also shooting, improving the power would depend on his bicep femoris and his rectus femoris, initially contracting and lifting his foot back through the bicep femoris and going through the ball with his rectus femoris and following through and getting more power on the ball. His skills of his fitness, his cardiovascular fitness is very good. He can constantly run around the pitch for 90 minutes. His balance and coordination is very good. He keeps balanced when on the ball and can take players on. This links to how good his speed and agility is. He can turn very well and pace past players to beat them easily. Because of his good side foot shooting, he can kill the ball into the corner. His main weakness of his fitness skills is his muscular strength in his upper body. Sometimes he gets pushed off the ball too easily, which means he can lose the ball. This is his main weakness of his fitness, and therefore I would try and improve this. Initially, the pre-test on bench press, seeing how much he can lift, and that is to measure his muscular strength of his body. Then, during the 6-week macro cycle, I'd use progressive overload and weight training to initially start on the weight that you can do, and over these 6 weeks of around 3 days a week, working on bench press and chest press, for example, going up the weights using progressive overload, 5 sets of around 5 reps to work at maximum intensity for the player, and hopefully make sure that his muscle strength will improve. This will be tested by doing a post-test Same as the pre-test, seeing how much he can lift for his muscular strength. Hopefully be able to lift more weight than he did in the pre-test, and it'll show that he'll hopefully be able to fend off players better in a game situation. This links to intrinsic motivation. You've got to have a lot of intrinsic motivation to be able to keep going 3 days a week to the gym, to work on the bench press and to improve the muscular strength. Also it links to the anaerobic energy system. He'll be using his phosphocreatine stores. There'll be lots of high intensity, last for around 2 to 10 seconds when doing it. He'll need to have a quite high intense cool down to get the amount of lactic acid build up when doing working on muscular strength. And he'll need a very high carb meal after to replenish the glycogen stores so that he's able to carry on during the week, once again lifting the highest amount of weight that he can. The weakness of his tactics, strength of his tactics, is that generally he keeps himself on side very well. His runs are good to get past players and he tracks his man very well. The main weaknesses of his fitness is he doesn't go to the ball as much as he could. He makes great runs past the players, but doesn't fend off players, which does link to his muscular strength, and the fact that he doesn't come to the ball as much. This can be improved initially by a pre-test of in a training situation or a game situation, seeing how many times he comes to the ball, recording this down and seeing how he needs to improve it. This can be improved by initially, in training, setting up a training session for the player to come to the ball, getting him into the right state of mind to come to the ball. He could also, even though his cardiovascular fitness is good, this could also be slightly improved, just so that he can keep going when he's coming to the ball and making those runs that he needs to. This could be done on about 3 training sessions a week for about a 4-week macro cycle, with also those micro cycles involved. Keep him coming to the ball using interval training, lots of different, doing it several times and having a rest, and keep getting it in the player's mind of doing this in a game situation. And this can be measured in the post-test, doing a in-game situation, seeing how many times he comes to the ball, and hopefully it'll be improved on what he did in the pre-test, and that it'll be much more efficient, making more runs, and hopefully be more of a team member. Although this could be affected if the player is affected by social loafing. It means he won't feel part of the team, which can be very difficult for him, as people may not pass him when he does come to the ball, and he may get very frustrated and show a bit of aggression sometimes. It's also whether he's a natch or naff character. If he needs to achieve, then he'll want to come to the ball because he'll know that it'll be better for the team. Whereas if he wants to just avoid failure, sometimes he might not, because there's a possibility he may get the ball and sometimes lose it and affect the team. It also links to confidence and whether he's able to feel confident, come get the ball and be a big part of his team. Also links with the aerobic energy system. He's got to constantly go back and forward, which obviously links to the cardiovascular system. It creates 38 molecules of ATP and is replenished during using aerobic glycolysis, which means he needs lots of energy, eating a high carb meal afterwards. This also links with when training, having a energy drink such as Lucozade, which is a quick release of sugar and replenish glycogen stores quite quickly. Initially, football started with mob football. This is a violent and cruel game, only played on holy days. Since then, it has advanced a lot through public schools, also mainly through the Industrial Revolution, where workers came to the city to find work. It also meant that the middle class were introduced, which played football, and as well as these Saturday half days introduced from workers, because they worked such hard, long shifts that they eventually wanted to get out and play football on a Saturday. The Industrial Revolution also meant improved transport links. Players and fans could travel around the country, and eventually it became national, which meant regular play. It also meant that the NGB, which was the FA, was introduced. This meant specialist facilities, as well as rules and equipment introduced, which is now improved in contemporary sport, where there's new facilities, stadiums, new goal line technology, and it means that lots of people around the world play it. The only problem being that recently there's become drugs in sport, and also possibility of racial abuse and stuff like that. It's meant that football has become one of the most popular sports in the world. Played regularly, generally every day, most of the time. It's become a very sophisticated sport.